Okay, do a little update time on where I'm at here. Well, look at the progress here. In a mess, because, you know, you're working on engines, you're going to make a mess. So I got the electrical already off here. That custom harness I made, the coolant system is taken care of, fuel system's taken care of. So the next thing I want to get that distributor out, because with, I don't know if Chevys are like that, but when you got the distributor in the back, it gets pretty close to that firewall right there. So I like taking it out so when you lift the engine and tilt it, you don't break your distributor cap. Done it, that's why I say that. I want to show you something cool. So remember that custom harness I made? This is literally all you need to run a carbureted setup. I got 2 wires for the charging system. And if you go to the GM1 wire, that becomes 1 wire, right? And of course, there's a big fat wire that comes around to the battery. But that's not part of the harness, right? Here's the coil right here, voltage regulator, and my 2 connections right here for the ground, or negatives, not ground, negative side of the distributor and coil. And then here's my positive right here to the distributor right there. And that's it. And coil. I think that goes to coil too. Done forgot. No, my main power wire is different. My bad. Done forgot how I wired this thing. So yeah, that's it. I mean, that's literally it. That's all you need for that. So that come out really quick. Let's see. Well, I mean, that's that. Got the carburetor. Put my duct tape on there so that I can clean the goop off later on. But I'm just about ready to pull this engine. Need to get the power steering pump out of the way. Unhook the starter. Unhook the throttle cable. Get the distributor out. And then it's mounting hardware. That's it. Now on this, I'm going to go ahead and pull the fenders and front clip like what we see over here on the Ram Charger. If I had a 904 in there, I would just pull it out. I got the hood out of the way, which you don't even have to do that. But with that giant, awkward, gangly, 4-speed granny transmission, manual transmission, I'm going to do this number here because I can just lift it out and done. Okay, a little bit of progress update. Got that part of it out right there. And this truck, we're about to actually get on this truck to do stuff. I'm going to take all this stuff off anyway. So yeah, it's a little bit more work to do this just to get the engine out. But like I said, I'm going to be right back in it anyway. Same thing as the Ram Charger. We've got a lot of rot down in here that needs to be addressed. You know, it's all corroded in there. You know, same thing, the little rocker needs to be taken care of. All those little things in there anyway. So yeah, a little bit of an update right here. I'm just going to go ahead and get the other part of that off, get the front clip off. I don't know if I'll pull a front bumper or not. So I know that fender, because the bumper's kind of has been bent in a little bit, that other fender on the other side was a little bit harder to get off than what it should have been. But okay, getting there. I got the fan on, got my heat built up. This is the last day of September and we're still just muggy, and we're kind of cool this morning, but it's going to be 94 today, so it ain't that cool. But anyways, yeah, got that off. Note, when we do that, put these bolts right here. I try to put them back the way they are, all the shims and everything exactly the way they are, so there's no issues with that, especially if everything was working good. Okay, what's left? Exhaust, drain the fluid, get the mounts off, get all the shift linkage out from the manual transmission, pull that shifter out from the top of the transmission because this is at 4-speed. That big ugly thing right there. Probably don't have enough light to see now. Yeah, get that ugly thing out of here. All right, I'll go over something a little bit neat for the Slant 6. This is a factory aluminum intake manifold that is the 2-barrel. Got my tape on there now, but it is for the 2-barrel on there. This is what I was going to put on it, but I was going to do a little bit of porting, and the reason I want to do the porting on aluminum because it's a lot easier. But here's the other cool thing. These things are prone to break right here where you see it. So now that's been welded up. So you have one branch there, then you take the other branch, weld it up, and you have a dual exhaust. Here's what the other piece looks like right here. So that goes on like that. So you have one exhaust and the other exhaust coming out right there for a dual exhaust setup. This is some pretty old school stuff right here. This, I mean, you just really can't buy a lot of stuff for the Slant 6. You get a few options as far as exhaust on a Slant 6. You get the factory stuff, which sucks. You can go with Deuter Duals, which is a cast piece, a lot heavier duty, a lot of bigger pipes. It replicates this right here, but a lot better. Then you can go with 3 types of headers. Clifford, Hooker has headers, and then Aussie Speed. That's it. That's your options right there. So do this, run factory. Actually, these are smaller ones. If it was a Super 6, this would be a lot bigger diameter in there as well. So, but anyways, I thought that was cool. I'm going to put this on there just to plug everything up, and I'll get all this stuff all taped up and everything. That way I'm not getting crud down in there. All right, there we are. It's on there. The other thing, the aluminum, you can see how this dangles out. It's just connected by, it actually connects the intake and exhaust, connect under one fastener, right? We can get a little closer here in a second. But the aluminum takes that weight off because this cast iron manifold's heavy. So it takes some of that weight off there that's just dangling out in the wind, and it will, I guess, dissipate heat a little bit better, given it's right on the manifold. And they attach them together like this because this is your heat riser to put heat into it. There's no water flowing in this manifold like your V8s, right? So that's how they get the bottom of the manifold hot, so when the gas mixture comes down, it vaporizes the gas, then it can be sucked in. So that's what's kind of cool. That's where the exhaust comes out. I don't think I've ever seen one of these bolted to a Slant 6 before, so this is some old school stuff here. The other thing on the cast iron manifold, a lot of times they'll go in and cut this out and make an adapter plate for a 4-barrel to sit on top. I have seen those before. All right, let's get a little closer look on how these attach up here. All right, so you can see there that little bat wing looking washer attaches both of those on that machine area. See? And it cinches down. So you can kind of move these around a little bit, and you have to get them lined up and then bolt them down. But it's a shared intake exhaust gasket on these. So kind of a unique design. I don't think anyone else did it like that because they'd have the intake coming in one side and the exhaust coming out the other side of the engine. Okay, that's all the time we have for this week. Next week, going to be preparing that 360 to drop into the Ram Charger. Also need a transmission to mate up to that. So there's going to be some cool Mopar tech on that right there. So stick around for that. That's all we got for this week. And I'll see you next time on Broken Tool Garage.